Well, I said after the Bristol City game, I wanted a win and a good performance from Oxford United today. I think we got it. Hello everybody and welcome to another review of this Oxford United season. Today, the Yellows were at home for the first time in this new campaign. They were at home to Carlisle United. After a poor defeat on the opening day to Cambridge and a bit of a thrashing and a bit of a humbling by Bristol City, 5-1 in the League Cup. We really needed something today. We really needed a victory today. And with tricky fixtures coming up, the likes of Derby, Barnsley and Charlton, if we didn't win today, we could have been looking at 5 games even without a win, and that would have been a horror show. A lot of those bad vibes still hanging around from last season. So Oxford had to give us something today, and thankfully they did. Oxford got a win. It ended Oxford United 1, Carlisle United 0. As always, I will go over team news, I'll do a review of the game, I will give those all-important player ratings, and I will give my final thoughts. Please feel free to jump to any point in the video if you want. But if you do, then the very least you can do is hit that like button, because that helps me out so much. And think about subscribing to the channel. I am under 100 away now from getting to 1,000 subs. Get me to 1,000 subs. But let's start looking at the Oxford United team news. Oxford played 4-3-3 again. Stefan Negru came in for the injured Jordan Thornley, who got injured against Bristol City. Brannigan was an injury scare after that game as well, but he survived and got his place in the team, linked with Bristol City. Is he going to go? Is he going to stay? Let me know in the comments. Billy Bowden scored the goal against Bristol City. He keeps his place. Tyler Goodrum drops to the bench. No Josh Murphy in the squad again. Is he still injured? Let me know. Carlisle playing a 3-5-2, and a big blow for them is Owen Moxon, real key player for them, being out injured. Skipper Paul Huntington does return in defence, and you've got Ryan Edmondson starting up top alongside Jordan Gibson for the Cumbrians. Ex-Yellow Paul Simpson in charge of Carlisle. Great player he was. Spoke very kindly and about his time at Oxford United in a pre-match interview. That's always nice to hear. But it was Carlisle who started this game the better side, and for the first 15 minutes they were the ones bossing it, really. Key feature all the way through this game was the lack of quality from both sides in the final third. Oxford's only bright spark in the first 15 minutes came from Marcus Brown, who was great really on the wing. Every time he got him the ball, he made something happen. He just glided past the fullback or wing back and got into a good area. Good cross, but no one was there to tuck it away. But it was Carlisle who had the first shot on goal. Callum Guy whistled a shot just wide of Beadle's post. Beadle not forced into making a save. Oxford very sloppy. Didn't help at the start of the game with their passing. Passing out from the back wasn't that good, and the crowd started to get a little bit impatient with it. Yeah, few misplaced passes from a lot of players, guilty of it really. But Oxford did improve the longer the first half went on. 18 minutes on the clock. Oxford did start to get a bit better. You had a lovely ball from Josh McEachran, who found Billy Bowden, but he took too long deciding what to do with it, and at the end of the day his shot was blocked. Good covering back from the Carlisle defenders. 25 minutes on the clock, bit of foreshadowing for the goal. Cameron Brannigan played a lovely ball over the top for Mark Harris, who was adjudged to be offside. Brown doing good work again for Oxford United. 28 minutes, getting down on that right hand side. Lovely cross, went right the way across goal, but as usual no one there to tuck it away. Marcus Brown easily looking Oxford's best outlet out there. Harris was getting chances though when he was played in behind, and he got in behind again, but he was wide on the right hand side, and again he took too long to deciding what to do, and he tried to cross it back to Rodriguez, but that was closed off. So improvements for Oxford United, not great by any stretch of the imagination, but we really were struggling to work Holly. And it was only Brannigan right at the end of the first half who took a shot, but it was very easy, straight at the goalkeeper. It was 0-0 at half-time, and it was okay. It was all right. Oxford got into some good areas, but both sides, as I said, were guilty of that quality in the final third. Some sloppy playing out from the back and people getting upset with it, but I generally thought Oxford's passing was better in this game. You saw them pass it around with a bit more of a purpose. Carlisle, other than that first 15 minutes, they started to go a bit more direct, and I don't think that really helped them. I thought they were better off, and they found a lot more space, particularly on the left-hand side. If they kept getting out to the left-hand side, they were in acres of space, and I don't really know why they kind of stopped doing that. Maybe Oxford shut the door on that a little bit better than I saw them watching the game, but generally just tried to go a bit more direct, and it didn't really work for them, and they didn't look as good the longer the half went on. Right at the start of the second half, Carlisle nearly gifted a chance to Oxford right away. 47 minutes, Harris is through on goal, and I'm thinking shoot, but he decides to try and play Rodriguez in, and a Carlisle defender gets back, is just able to get a toe on the ball. Rodriguez claimed of being tugged back. I think that would have been soft if it was given. For me, Harris's pass just should have been better and should have got Rodriguez in on goal. But Oxford started to crank up the pressure a little bit. You had a good move and a nice run from Sam Long, really. He was able to get the ball to Bowden, and Bowden shot from distance, but it was just wide. Oxford, more and more the game went on, we got to the hour mark. Oxford were controlling it. Carlisle did start to sit a little bit deeper, went into kind of points quite good for us kind of mode, but again, it all just came down to decision making in the final third for Oxford United. We just could not seem to get it right when we were in on or goal or in and around the penalty area. Players like Long, Brown, Bowden, all getting into good promising areas, but couldn't get anything meaningful. Carlisle's first and I think only shot on target on the 61st minute was a free header from Edmondson after a good cross into the box, but he couldn't get any power onto the header, and it was very easy for Beadle to just almost fall onto the ball. 68 minutes on the clock, and Oxford had another breakaway, and this time Rodriguez, who I thought got better as the game went on. He got through, tried to play in Stan Mills, but overhit the pass and it went out for a goal kick, and it was just getting very, very frustrating. Rodriguez did get fouled then on the edge of the box. Poor play by Huntington in defence for Carlisle. Billy Bowden took the free kick, but it was harmlessly over the bar. Are we going to get a goal? We just kind of thought it's going to be one of those ones where we either lose it 1-0 or it ends 0-0, but the narrative was changed, and Oxford United scored a goal on 75 minutes. The Yellows took the lead. It was Mark Harris with his first goal of the season. Tyler Goodrum only just come on the pitch. It may have been his first touch, but he played a ball over the top. Very speculative ball, but it got Harris away. It got him behind the Carlisle defence. He threw on goal. I thought he made a mess of the finish, but it turns out it was a beautiful finish. Rolled ever so slowly, agonisingly slowly, into the goal. I thought when he first done it, he'd done a, was it Tyler Smith kind of finish? Where he just kind of kicked it back to the keeper, but nope, he'd rolled it beyond Holly and it went into the back of the net eventually, and Oxford took the lead. Whether Harris meant to do it or not, who cares? It went in. First goal for him, hopefully first of many. So then Carlisle were forced to come out and obviously try and get the equaliser, and they did push Oxford back a bit, but they never really tested Beadle, and they never really had any significant shots on goal. They got the ball into difficult areas, had some crosses, got some corners and free kicks that were able to work into the box, but they never really tested Oxford's back line with sustained pressure, and Oxford could have easily got a second goal on the break as well. Goodrum curling a ball just wide, and Brannigan with a shot on the edge of the box, which was straight at Holly. 8 minutes of injury time, successfully negotiated by the U's, and Oxford win a game. Oxford get a win on the board, second game of the season. Oh, it feels nice to win a game. As I say, you still got so much, I don't even know the word, but so, what's the word I'm looking for? Pent up misery and rage from the debacle and horror show that was last season, that we just need a few wins on the board to calm everybody down. Calm idiots like me down, and it certainly did that today. As for Carlisle, I'll get to it in my final thoughts, but I thought the biggest thing for them is that they just took the foot off the gas really in the game and started to play for the draw a little bit and just invited Oxford onto them a little bit too much. But I'll get more to that in the final thoughts, and again, feel free to skip to it, but it is time for those all-important player ratings. The moment you've all been waiting for, the moment the players wait for, the staff wait for, and you wait for as well, is here. Starting with Beadle in goal. Beadle gets a 7. First clean sheet for Beadle. Very easy afternoon for him. Didn't have to do much, but a confidence building Clean sheet after conceding 7 in the opening 2 games. He gets a 7. Long also gets a 7. Much improved performance for Sam Long. Every time he does something wrong, people are shitting all over Sam Long. But this guy's been a good servant for Oxford United for a number of years, and I thought he defended solidly today, and I thought going forward he had some good moments as well. So 7 out of 10 for Long, and a return to form for Kieran Brown. He's never going to be the attacking, flamboyant wing-back, full-back that we want, but he was back to his better days today. Look what we saw last season. Very solid, did his job defensively very well, didn't look as suspect from balls into the box, won a few key headers at the back post as well, and I thought overall gets a deserved 7 out of 10. Stefan Negru is my player of the match, really, gets an 8. I thought he was fantastic in defence, won just about every header that came his way, looked strong, looked presence, reading the game really well, and for 21 years of age, he's playing the game like he's been around for years. A bit not a ball playing centre-back like Atkinson or McNally, but we could be seeing Negru playing so well that Oxford United can't afford to drop him. Encouraging signs, 8 out of 10. Elliot Moore gets a 7 as well. Much better from the skipper today. I think he just, he had confidence playing alongside Negru, and I thought both of them, with two strikers up top who Carlisle were trying to get balls into, Moore and Negru did a really good job of winning the majority of balls that came their way. 7 out of 10 for Elliot Moore. Josh McEachran gets a 6. I don't think he had a bad game. I just thought he was a little bit sloppy in some areas. It was almost like he did one bad thing, one good thing quite quickly after another. But some of his passing was a little bit sloppy, but he did the dirty work quite well today. Blocked a lot of through balls, won a lot of challenges on the edge of the box, broke up a lot of play, and so I thought he did all right, but he only gets a 6. Cameron Brannigan gets a 7. I thought this was much improved performance from Cameron Brannigan, much more energetic performance what we've seen. He was a real box-to-box midfielder today, but did the jobs that we needed him to do. He got back and defended well, and some of his passing was a little sloppy, like everybody, but tried to get forward and help attack, ended up in the 10 row as well. So showed his versatility and showed his quality. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about Brannigan, with Bristol City supposedly putting in a bid for him. On the evidence of this showing, obviously he's what guy we want to stay. Ruben Rodriguez gets a 7 as well. And I thought he got better the more the game went on. He didn't get into the game too much at the start, but when he got into it, he showed some glimpses of his quality. I thought he showed good pace, good skill on the ball. He is going to frustrate people. Like in the first half, he tried to do a little cute back heel, which frustrated me a bit. But and he, poor ball when he had Mills running in on goal or running in down the right, he overhit it. But I think he's got a few more games under his belt. I think you're going to see the quality really shine for him, Rodriguez. I've been encouraged by what I've seen so far. 7 out of 10. Marcus Brown gets a 7 as well. I hope he's not too badly injured. He did come off with a slight niggle in the game, but I thought he looked really encouraging in these early stages of the season. If Oxford can get him the ball more often, he's going to make things happen. He looks like he's got the beating of any defender in this league. He's just got to improve that decision making when he gets into the box, or whether he's going to shoot, whether he's going to cross. He quite often takes too long and doesn't make a decisive move. But I think he's been great so far. Billy Bowden gets a 6. I don't think he was quite so great today. Some of his movement was pretty good, but I think generally he did get into good areas, but didn't make the most of it. On another day, he could have had 2 goals today, and got the ball into some good areas on the edge of the box, and for some reason reluctant to shoot, and I don't know why. One was on his left foot, but I thought he was all right, but not a great Billy Bowden performance. Mark Harris gets an 8 out of 10. Match winner, Mark Harris, and that is what you want to see, isn't it? Your centre forward scoring goals, and he's got an early one under his belt, so we got that monkey off his back nice and early for Mark Harris. Looks like he's going to be playing off the shoulder of the last man, and Oxford have got a pacey striker that can get in behind, and that is very encouraging for the rest of the season. But I like the look of Harris's tidy finish for the goal, and hopefully, as I say, first of many for the season. Gets an 8. Stan Mills gets a 6. He wasn't great when he came on, but you can't fault the enthusiasm of the guy. He looks like he's going to be a willing runner. He's trying to make things happen. I just don't think his quality was quite on point today, but I am impressed from what I've seen of Stan Mills so far. Tyler Goodrum gets a 7. He came on after 75 minutes, so he didn't get long to get this 7 out of 10, but he get an assist for the goal. He's a little bit of magic in his boots, isn't he, Tyler? Made something happen today with that assist for the goal. Much needed. Won a few free kicks as well. Nearly got in on goal. Nearly got a second goal for Oxford United as well. 7 out of 10. How can you not love the guy? Marcus McGuane gets a 6, bit like McEachran really. Just came on, was tidy enough, did okay. A couple of scary moments where he nearly got caught on the ball, but did enough. 6 out of 10. Gatlin O'Donker came on too late to get a grade, but I'll tell you what, he played his part all right. He played his part. He kept the ball decently well in the corner, won free kicks, won corners, and put himself about a bit. So make no mistake, Gatlin O'Donkor didn't have a long game, but he made an impact. And Liam Manning gets a 7 out of 10. I just think there was a lot better performance from Oxford United today. I thought his team selection was good with picking Negru in there, and I thought Bowden was the right call too. And the substitutions were like for like, but they made the difference with Goodrum getting the assist for the goal. But generally, I thought the style was coming through a lot more today of how we're going to beat teams and how we're going to play against teams, and that was a lot more encouraging. And as always, he's not going to panic, is he? He's not going to give too much away. He's going to say very level, even-headed. And, just because of the fact we got 2 defeats, he was quite adamant that, we don't need to just throw away everything that we've worked on. It will come good in the end. And that brings me to my final thoughts. And I'm going to start with the visitors, Carlisle. And I thought Carlisle will be quite aggrieved to not have got something out of this game, but I felt that they were kind of architects of their own downfall in a way. They took their foot off the gas in this one. They had Oxford on the back foot early in this game, and they just kind of, especially in the second half, went too deep and too happy to get a draw a little bit. And I felt if they could have put a little bit more pressure on Oxford, continue to get those balls into wide areas, continue to try to test our back line with crosses, Oxford would have got very nervy. We've seen we've been quite vulnerable from wide areas in the opening 2 fixtures. I feel Carlisle kind of missed a trick a little bit there. And from what they look a tidy side. Obviously, they miss Moxon. He's a little bit of quality in there, and he maybe would have made the difference in this game today. But I think they look a tidy side. I think they look a decent, well-organised team, and I think they'll go all right so far in League One. Carlisle fans, let me know your thoughts on this game, and let me know your thoughts on how you're going to go this season. And let me know your thoughts on a questionable offside call, which went against your side, and then 2 minutes later, Oxford won. 30 seconds later, Oxford had the ball in the net. And as for Oxford United, we got to win. Oh my goodness, it feels good to win a game. Nice to get a win on the board. That horrible feeling from last season, as I said, just needed to get out of my mind. And after a bad week where, especially after the Bristol City defeat, you were fearing the worst for the season. But I feel that this was a decent performance today. People that are booing and getting upset with Oxford passing the ball around from the back, or we've got the ball on the halfway line and we go back to go forward. I feel like not only is it stupid to do that because that's the way we're going to play, but I also feel like you haven't watched a game for the last 10 years. That's how football is generally played now. We're not playing games where you just bang the ball into the box to a big number 9 over and over again, or hit the ball for a winger to chase onto down the flank. So I don't understand why people get so upset with it. Not many teams that really play in that long ball style. Maybe Stevenage, maybe Steve Evans. But generally for me, I think you saw the plan of how Oxford are going to beat teams a bit better today. I thought the passing was quite nicely varied. At times Oxford were patient and they passed it through the thirds quite nicely, and at times they played quite quick, decisive balls and had joy from doing that as well. So it shows we've got variety in our attack. We've got some good outlets with pace down the wing, especially with Marcus Brown. I think Ruben Rodriguez looks a good player, and obviously Mark Harris has got pace getting in behind too. You've got the likes of McEachran and Brannigan who've got the quality to pull the strings, and all in all, I thought that was a decent performance from Oxford United. But yes, I know that's got to improve in the final third. The decision making has got to be better when we get into good areas, whether you're going to pass or whether you're going to shoot. It's just got to be done more purposefully, and I don't know why Oxford United players are so afraid to have a shot at goal. Hopefully that we've got a win on the board, and hopefully with a few more wins on the board, that confidence in front of goal will start to grow. But good to get a clean sheet for a much maligned defensive unit. So that was a good one. Some tricky fixtures coming up for Oxford United now. We've got Derby away, Barnsley away, Charlton at home. I feel if we play like this style, Derby are going to come onto us a little bit more. They're quite direct side. As I said, not so many sides play direct. Derby maybe are one of those sides that are a bit more direct than most. But they will, I think they'll come on to Oxford, and Oxford will enjoy trying to pick them off and press them. Because I thought the pressing was quite good today, and we did win the ball back in some quite dangerous areas quite a number of times. So I think we could get something at Derby. They haven't started the season great, although they did get a big win today. And Barnsley, Sure. But that will do it for this review, folks. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, can you hit that like button and hit subscribe? Let me know your comments down below. I'll probably only get about 3 comments today because Oxford United win, so we've got nothing to bitch and moan about. But Carlisle fans, let me know your comments as well. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be doing a review of the Derby game. We play so much injury time these days. I don't know whether that will be out Tuesday night or Wednesday morning, but it will be out at some point. But there'll be no review of the Barnsley game because I'm going away on holiday and that day is my wedding anniversary. So I'm no reviewee of the Barnsley game. I am afraid the game. But thanks for watching as always. Celebrate a win, Oxford United fans. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching.